So I had this 2012 Toyota Corolla, and this front bearing has gone out on me. It's making a weird noise when I drive down the road. At first I couldn't figure out quite what it was, and if I go down a hill and put it in neutral, it wasn't the engine. I knew that. I knew it had to be in the drivetrain. So I originally swapped out this CV axle, and that wasn't it. So what it is there's a bearing inside of here, and it went out. So there's two ways you can go about doing this. One way is to use a press, which is expensive. I think they had one down there for like $500-600. And the second way is just to buy a thing called, just buy the whole assembly, which is called a knuckle. And so that's what I winded up doing. I just bought the whole assembly. I bought it on Amazon. It's right here. And here it is. It is more expensive. If you just can get the bearing pressing it out, it's only like $20 or $30. There's the bearing in there. But you need the press to get this one out. You need to get this one out. You need to press the new one in on the old unit. So, like I said, what I did is I just bought this whole assembly. I forget exactly what this was. I think it was like $200. It was on Amazon. I'll put links down below if you want to check it out and see what I'm getting here. So this is what I bought, and it's just the whole unit, and I'm just going to unbolt this one, and bolt it in. So like I said, if you can, if you do have a press or you know somebody's got one, it'll be much cheaper just to get that one out and press the new one in. If not, you can go with this whole knuckle. So I'm going to show you what it sounds like. I got this on blocks. So I'm going to put it in drive, and I'll be right back. I'm just going to show you what it sounds like. Okay, here's what it sounds like. Hopefully you can hear that. So this is what I have to do. I'm gonna have to swap that out. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I popped the brakes off. There's just two bolts right back here holding it in. I just got them off. 1, 2. It's 17 millimeter. Really easy to do. They're on there tight, but you know, just take them off and put your brakes off to the side. Next step is I'm gonna keep going here. Got to pop off the stabilizer bar, so I'll be back. Okay, so I got this nut off. It was the same size as that brake. It was 17 millimeter. If you never popped one of these off, what you want to do is you just want to take the nut off. There's a Carter pin too. Here it is right here. You want to take that off. Take the nut off, and what you do is you just hit it up here. You don't hit the bar itself. You hit right here until this pops down. You might have to hit this hard, but this could pop down. I'll try to show you right now if I get this camera to hold up. Alright, there it went. Hopefully you saw that. It popped down. And that's the way you do it. You don't hit it here. You got to hit it here. You might have to hit it hard. Give it some good wax. But don't hit on here or any part of this. Only hit right here. Okay, so next I'm going to take out this main bolt for the axle. I probably should have done this first, but I popped the other part out first. But when you do these, they got a little, they usually bend in right here. You just bend that out. Usually bend it in so it doesn't accidentally turn out. So you bend that out, and then it's a 30 millimeter socket to go on here. And I believe I was supposed to put like a breaker bar in one of these, or some kind of bar to hold it, but basically you got to get this off. So I'll be back. Okay, so I got this bolt broke loose. I just stuck a screwdriver right here, and then I had this pull for like a breaker bar. This was on there pretty tight, and with a long breaker bar, I put the pull on here, pulled down, and got it loose. So that's basically it. I'm just taking off this center nut for this axle. So I'll be back. Sensor right here. Hopefully you can see that. It's like a 10 millimeter. I'm going to take that off. Then I'm going to take these off. which are 22 millimeter. Looks like I'm gonna have to use a breaker bar on these, so I'm gonna get my little homemade breaker bar over there. So let me take these parts off and I'll be back. Okay, so I got these loose. I did have to connect this bar right here back up here to keep it straight while I use the breaker bar to break these loose, because it was too wobbly. So I just put this bar back on for a minute. Next, before I completely bust these loose, I'm thinking I should go ahead and get this off. I'm going to try to take these two bolts off right here, and then this. Yeah, that might not be the best way. I'm not exactly sure. You might be able to watch some videos on the best way to take out this lower control arm bearing. Take out this lower control arm, but that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take off. There's two bolts underneath here, right here. I'm gonna take those off, and then I'm gonna try to hit on the side right here until this pops off, because I think this might keep it from popping down, unless I hold it up. Unless this is holding up enough. I don't know, I'm gonna have to play with it a little bit, but that's where I'm at. I'm gonna go and start trying to get this lower control arm off. Okay, so I got this nut off on this lower control arm. What size was that? I'm using I guess I used the 3/4 on that. But so I got the nut off. I had a cotter pin. Take the cotter pin off. Take the nut off. And like that bar over there, we're just gonna hit it right here until this pops out. So I'm gonna hit it right here real hard. Okay, so I'm looking at this, and I gotta get out this bottom control arm. And I was thinking about popping out these two bolts, but what I did is I kind of just jacked it up so that there's, this can pop down. And I've been hitting right here, and I've been giving it some good whacks. It's not coming out yet, but hopefully it will. Alright, it should be popping down. I can see a gap in there. But that's basically where I'm at. Is trying to get this lower control arm off. If you might be able to watch some videos on this. Hopefully you can see them there. Get a better idea. I think different. Maybe there's a better way to do this. I know some people use those pickle forks. I don't like to use them unless I'm replacing it, and I don't want to replace it. And it does seem like it's coming. I do have a gap in here. I'm going to give it some more wax, and hopefully this whole thing falls down. So that's where I'm at. I'll be back. All right, so I finally got the thing out. That was a huge pain. And mainly with this lower control arm. Like I said, don't hit the control arm itself. I was only hitting it on right here. You know, I did jack it up a little bit so that this weight was off, but then I just took these top bolts off and I hit it and it came off. I don't know if it was all the other whaling I was doing on it or what, but it finally came. It probably took me a good 10-15 minutes working on this to get it off. Like I said, you might want to watch some videos on that. I know some people will use a pickle fork, and I have one somewhere, but when I've used them in the past, it tears up this rubber. And so if you're going to use a pickle fork, you better order a new lower control arm bearing, because it tears up this rubber when you do that. And I didn't have another bearing, so I didn't want to do that. And you can't get it off. It's just a real pain. You got to hit it. Then I went to the other side, and I hit it real good, and finally came off. So it's off. I'm ready to put the new one back together, which is pretty much just going to be the reverse of the way I took it off. So I'm going to get busy on that. I probably won't show all the steps as I'm putting it back together, since it's just basically the reverse here. But I'm going to get busy on that next. Okay, so I'm trying to get this new one in there. I started off getting the bottom in here, putting that bolt on. I don't have anything tight yet. I just got these in, and I just got this steering arm over here. Just everything loose still. I'm gonna start tightening up those. I got the center bolt on. It did give me a new one. I guess I should have used that, but I'm sure it's okay. But if you need, there's a new center axle bolt in there, which I might take this one off and put that on. But that's where I'm at. I'm gonna tighten everything up, then I'm gonna get started. I'm gonna put the brakes back on. So I'll be right back. Okay, I ran into a bit of a problem. I couldn't get this rotor off. They're just supposed to pop off, but this one is on there so hard. I couldn't get it off, so I just went down and bought a new one. If I had some torches, I'd probably heat it up, and it would probably come off. Hopefully, you don't have that problem. I just said that you know, to hell with it, and went and bought this one at AutoZone. It cost me I don't know, I think it was 65 bucks. So I just had to go bite the dust and do it, because I could not get this rotor off. So that's where I'm at, and getting ready to finish it up, and I'll be right back. Just in case you guys do have problems with these rotors, I just wanted to show you, these are only supposed to just slide right on, right off. So this one is just really in there and really heated up right here. Probably because that bearing went bad and just got really hot and seized up. If I had some torches, I probably can get in there and then beat it off, but I don't. So I had to break down and get a new rotor. Hopefully you don't have that problem. I'm gonna go and put the caliper back on, and I'll be back. Okay, so that's basically it. I got it all swapped out, and all new. Everything's new, even the rotor now, which I didn't plan on doing. But I just replaced the brakes like 6 months ago or something, so that's all. Those are good. So basically everything's new, and so that's how I swap out the bearing. You know, like I said, you can, if you got a press, you can take it out of the old one and press in a new one. If not, you could buy this whole thing called a knuckle and do it like the way I did it. Either way, there might be another option, a better option than what I'm even thinking of. But if you have any questions, ask me down below and I'll try to answer them. If this video helps you, please click like, please click subscribe, and have a good day.